Most dog owners talk to their dogs every day without knowing which words actually land, which ones their dog recognizes, which ones change how their dog feels. Science has been studying this, and the results are more surprising than most owners expect. Here are 6 words your dog understands, and what happens inside them when they hear each one. 1. Their name. This one seems obvious. Of course your dog knows their name, but what science has revealed about how dogs process their own name goes much deeper than simple recognition. When researchers studied brain activity in dogs using non-invasive imaging, they found that a dog's own name produces a measurably different neural response than other words, including other dogs' names. It is not just a sound they have learned to respond to. It is a word that has become, over time, deeply associated with attention, with the presence of their person, with things that matter. But here is what most owners don't realize. The name itself is only part of what your dog is processing. They are also processing everything around it. The tone, the context, the emotional charge you bring to it when you say it. A name said warmly, as a greeting, as an expression of affection. Your dog hears that differently than a name said sharply, as a warning, or before something unpleasant. They have learned not just the word, but the entire emotional landscape that surrounds it. Which is why, as we talked about in another video, using your dog's name only for positive things is one of the most important habits you can build. Does your dog's ears perk up the moment you say their name, even from another room? Tell us in the comments, how does your dog react? 2. Walk. If there is one word that produces a full body response in most dogs, it is this one. And the science behind why is fascinating. Dogs don't just respond to the word walk because they have been conditioned to associate it with going outside. They respond to it because going outside, moving through the world, engaging their senses, following their nose, is one of the most fundamentally important experiences in a dog's day. It meets needs that go all the way down to the deepest levels of their biology. Research into dog cognition has shown that dogs can learn and retain the names of specific activities with remarkable precision. Walk isn't just a word to your dog, it is a category of experience, one that their entire nervous system lights up in anticipation of. The elevated heart rate, the pacing, the inability to stay still, these are not just excitement. They are a body preparing itself for something it is built to do. This is also why some owners have to spell it out, W-A-L-K, or use substitute words when they don't actually intend to go outside, because the original word has become so strongly mapped to that experience that even hearing it in passing can trigger the full anticipatory response. 3. Good boy or good girl. These 2 words, or whatever version of them you use, are among the most powerful things you can say to your dog, and the reason goes much deeper than simple positive reinforcement. Studies on dog cognition have found that dogs process praise words differently from neutral words. When a dog hears a genuine praise word delivered in a warm tone, specific reward centers in their brain activate. The same centers that respond to food, the same centers that respond to play, being told they are good by the person they are most bonded to, in the voice that person uses when they mean it, that registers as a genuine reward. But here is the nuance that most owners miss. The word alone is not enough. The tone carries at least as much meaning as the word itself. Research has shown that dogs process both the meaning of words and the emotional tone of delivery simultaneously, and that the strongest response comes when both are aligned. A warm word delivered in a warm tone, not a mechanical repetition, not a distracted murmur, a genuine present expression of approval. Your dog has been waiting to hear those words from you their whole life. And every time you say them and mean them, something real happens in their brain. If this is making you think about how you talk to your dog, hit like. It helps more owners find this. 4. Stay. Out of all the words on this list, stay is the one that asks the most of your dog, and understanding what it actually requires of them changes how you feel about asking it. When you tell your dog to stay, you are not just asking them to stop moving. You are asking them to override one of their most fundamental drives, the drive to follow you, to stay close to you, to maintain the proximity that their entire nervous system tells them is safe and necessary. Think about what we have talked about in other videos. Your dog follows you everywhere because you are their anchor, their safe base, the thing that makes the world feel manageable. Every instinct they have says, stay close to your person. And when you say stay and walk away from them, you are asking them to hold that instinct in check, to trust that you will come back, to wait in the discomfort of your absence without doing what every part of them wants to do. Research into how dogs process commands has shown that stay is cognitively demanding in a way that other commands are not. It requires sustained attention, impulse control, and trust simultaneously. A dog who stays reliably is not just an obedient dog. They are a dog who trusts you enough to sit with the hardest thing they are ever asked to do. 5. No. Here is where things get interesting, because no is one of the words dogs hear most often, and one of the words that is most commonly misused in ways that confuse rather than communicate. Dogs do learn to associate the word no with the cessation of behavior. Research has confirmed this, but the research has also shown something important about how this association forms and what affects it. Dogs are extraordinarily sensitive to tone, timing, and consistency. A no that comes immediately after the behavior in a clear and consistent tone means something specific. A no that comes 5 seconds later, or in a tone that varies wildly from instance to instance, or that is said repeatedly without any change in the situation, that no loses meaning. This is why so many owners find themselves saying no over and over without effect. It is not that their dog doesn't understand the word, it is that the word has lost its signal value through inconsistent or mistimed use. The brain that is designed to learn associations can only do so when the associations are clear. Understanding this changes how you use the word, less often, more deliberately, more consistently, and always close enough to the moment that the connection between word and behavior remains intact. 6. Okay. This is the word on this list that surprises most people, because it seems so small, so casual, so much like background noise compared to the other words we have talked about. But okay, or whatever word you use as a release word, is one of the most important words in your dog's vocabulary. And the reason comes back to something fundamental about how dogs experience uncertainty. Your dog is in a constant process of reading their environment and assessing what is safe and what requires vigilance. When something new happens, when something changes, when a situation feels uncertain, one of the first things they do is look to you, and what they are looking for is a signal that says, I have assessed this, we are safe, you can relax. Research into dog behavior has shown that dogs look to their owners for what researchers call social referencing, reading the owner's response to a situation to calibrate their own, and a calm, warm okay in the right moment functions as exactly that signal. It tells your dog that whatever just happened, whatever they were uncertain about, has been evaluated and found to be fine. This is why dogs who hear okay after a startling sound, or after an unfamiliar person enters, or after any moment of uncertainty, settle more quickly than dogs who receive no response at all. The word itself may be small, but what it communicates, I see what you see, and we are okay, is enormous. And here is something to think about as you go through your day. Every time you say okay to your dog in a genuine, calm, reassuring way, you are not just giving them information. You are doing something that builds trust over time. You are being the steady, reliable, consistent presence that their nervous system is always hoping to find in you. If this video changed the way you think about the words you use with your dog, subscribe to Barkley, because understanding your dog changes everything, and sometimes the most powerful things you can give them are the simplest ones.